So we're going to go ahead and get started with the base of our foundation. Now for your base, you want to make sure that you apply a primer that not only is going to help your foundation apply smoothly, but it's also going to help your foundation last. And also for me personally, I like primers that will help with my pores. And for that, I am going to be using the Pixi Flawless and Poreless Primer. This primer you can find at your local Target. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply just this, a small amount to my trouble areas, which is my forehead here, kind of like the triangle, my nose, my cheeks, and my chin. So just go ahead and apply some here. For foundation, we're going to go in with Maybelline's Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This one here, as you saw in my favorites video, is a great foundation to keep you matte for a pretty long period of time. It can keep you matte anywhere between 3.5 to 4 hours without you having to blot. Not only that, but it also helps with the pores. And since I applied the Poreless primer prior to this, together they work beautifully. Now going in with my damp beauty blender, I'm just going to go ahead and pat the foundation into my face. I do like to hide with concealer just a bit on any acne marks that I have. As you can see, one made a beautiful appearance here on my nose. So I'm just going to go in with a Revlon COLORSTAY concealer. I'm going to let it sit there for just a bit, and I am going to go back with my foundation and apply my second layer. Okay, so now that I've sponged in my foundation, now I'm just going to take my ring finger and I'm just going to start kind of patting the concealer. So now we're just going to take one, okay, just one, and we're going to dot it in the areas where we had just had foundation or concealer. Unfortunately for the brows, I will be going in with an Anastasia product. I know that this is not a drugstore affordable product, but if there is anything that you're gonna splurge on, if you love to do your eyebrows, I would definitely suggest you picking up one of these Anastasia Dip Brow Pomades. I do have my Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. It's been that long since I've used it, so the name kind of... But I'm not going to use this only because I don't like to only powder my brows. I like this more, just because that's the look I like. So, I mean, if you've found a drugstore brow product besides this Milani one that kind of mimics this or just is a pencil that you like, please leave it in the comments below, because I would definitely love to explore brow products within the drugstore. But for now, I'm just going to go in and do my brows. I'm actually going to do that off camera, and then I'll be back with the eye look. Now once you're done with your brows, we're going to move on to the eyes. Now on the eyes, I'm going to be using a Maybelline 24-Hour Color Tattoo eyeshadow as my base. And the one that I'm going to be using is Vintage Plum, which is a purple color. And it's kind of like a gray purple. We're just going to take that with the ring finger and we're going to apply it to the lids of our eyes. Bring it just a tad above your crease, because we're going to be applying a transition color in just a few moments. Now for the transition color, I'm going to be dipping into my Maybelline the Nudes palette, and I'm going to use this color here, which is like a taupey color. We're going to grab a fluffy blending brush and just swirl that color, and we're just going to take that above the crease. As you can see, it's not in my eye socket, it's above the crease, and I'm just going to start, doing windshield wiping motions just to darken up that area. Place the color here, swirl it, and then the remaining product is going to start kind of depositing in towards the inner corner. Like that. Put on the star of the show. Now for this, on the lid, the color that I'm going to be using is a color by L'Oréal, and it's one of their 24-hour infallible eyeshadows. And I feel like it's more of a pressed pigment, to tell you the truth. And the color that I'm going to be using is Strawberry Blonde number 341. It's a beautiful kind of duochrome color. As you can see, it's like a pink and purple at the same time. So with the base that we put on our eye, which was a purple, I feel like this color above is going to be beautiful. I'm just going to take that with the tip of my ring finger, and I'm just going to put it onto my eye, and only on the lid area, starting in the center and working your way out, because you want to apply most of the product on the center of your lid. What I like about this is that this is a look that you can wear during the day and still look pretty glam because of how it shimmers on your eyelid, but you can also take it into the night because in the night lights and stuff, it'll still bring out that luminosity on your eyes. Taking another blending brush, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to darken up the sides of my lid, and I'm going to be using a crease brush, and this is my crease brush from Zoeva, and I'm just going to apply this dark color here from my Maybelline palette, and I'm just going to put it on the outer part of the crease only, kind of like in the V part of the lid, just this part. And I'm just going to put a little bit on. I'm not even going to put that much. This is still day wearable, but by putting a little bit more dark color on the sides, I feel like you can take this into the night. I'm going to take Maybelline's Stiletto liquid eyeliner, and it has a tip like that, and we're just going to go ahead and apply that to the upper lid. Since we've done kind of like a baby half wing on our eye, we're going to take a black eyeliner and we're going to tie line the inside of your eye, which is this part up here. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use L'Oreal's Silksemy. I think that's what it's called. I'm just going to stick this in my eye. So now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to lightly just brush this on my lower lash line. I don't want to be too harsh because I don't want to apply tons of product. Then taking the Infallible shadow with your smudger brush, take it and start smudging. For my false lashes, I'm actually going to go with the Eylure Katy Perry lashes in the style Punk Princess. This is actually some of my favorite lashes that I own. This is what they look like. Okay, and I'll go ahead and apply that on my lashes with some Duo Glue. So once you have your lashes on, one thing that I like to do is we're going to go in with L'Oreal's Waterproof Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. Is take your finger and a light shade from the Maybelline palette and just put that up here on your brow bone to highlight. So to contour, what I'm going to do is I am going to take the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix these two colors here and apply a sharp contour here where you can kind of see my cheek natural contour. And then now for the actual contour, I'm actually going to take this new Real Techniques contouring brush, and I'm just going to dip it sideways on the dark and on the light color. So I'm going to pick up that much product.
And I know it looks retarded, but we're going to blend that out.
I'm going to actually take my clean angled brush and I'm just going to buff it in to the hollow of my cheek. See how it brought down the color? Now it's not so stark So now it's more defined. Now taking a blush from Maybelline, the Master Highlight Studio Highlighting Blush. I'm going to take the color Nude, which is the number 10. Take a fluffy blush brush, swirl it. So that's what that looks like, and you can see that it gives you that highlight already. So that's nice for this blush. You can use it as a blush or as a highlighter.
Towards the back, not bringing it forward too much. When you look forward, you can totally see it right here, how it just defines my face and makes me look even more slim because I have a bulge. And you know, you want to hide that and make yourself look very thin.
Then I'm going to take this lip liner from NYX. And this one you can actually purchase at Targets and Ulta's. And this is called Purple Rain. And it's just a purple, pinkish, magenta color. So just feather in the color. So once you've filled in your lips with the NYX lip liner, we're going to use Milani's lipstick, and this is actually from their new matte line, and this one is called Matte Blissful number 62, and it's a really nice just matte pink, and I'm just going to apply that over top of the lip liner. Now you can either wear your lip matte this way, or you can apply a gloss over top, which is something that I'm going to do. And I'm going to be using one of Revlon's new lip glosses that have the bejeweled cap on top. And this one is called HD Pink Diamond. So we're going to apply that here to the bottom here. And it's just going to bring your lips forward, kind of like, you know, like they're plump. So now that we've done all of this, you can go back with your eye pencil and you can now put it in your waterline. Another thing that you can do to make your eyeshadow pop like mine is, something I didn't actually say, is that you can use a flat shader brush like this one and then some moisture, water. This one here is my Avenue. You can just use water. You can dip your brush, make it wet, dip it into the shadow, and just pat the color on, and it'll just make it more intense. This part you can do like towards the night. And there you have it. That is the completed Valentine's Day look. Like I said, you can use this look for daytime by applying the shadow with your finger, or you can take it into the night by darkening up your outer V and applying your L'Oreal shadow with a wet brush, which will make your shadow stand out even more. I hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. It is the first makeup tutorial that I do. I was going to skip the whole Valentine's Day because I want to do more how-to videos, but I tried to incorporate a little bit of a how-to tips here and there throughout this video. Plus it is Valentine's Day, so I didn't want to really miss out too much on the whole holiday type of, you know, makeup looks. So like I said, I hope that you enjoyed. If you did like the video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for upcoming videos. Make sure to leave your comments down below or any suggestions of any other makeup looks that you would like to see, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.